I'd like to have my colleague and good friend from Arizona come up and do the Arizona report. This is Mafiz Mian.
My name is Mafiz Mian from Arizona DOT. I have Kevin Robertson with me also. So we'll briefly discuss about pavement preservation funding and pavement preservation treatment, QA, QC, and a little bit about training. We have about $150 million per year for pavement rehabilitation, which is federal funds. And for pavement rehabilitation, typical treatments are mill and replace 2-inch to 5-inch asphalt concrete with half-inch to 1-inch friction course. 1-inch friction course is applied mainly on Portland cement concrete pavement in the metropolitan area, which we call the quiet pavement also. For pavement preservation, we receive about $16 million per year federal funds. And this year, we are receiving more than $25 million state fund for this program. And we are receiving this state fund for this program first time in about 10 years. And I think this is good news for us. Typical treatments we are using in pavement preservation, I guess almost a lot of treatments we are applying or using. And they are microsurface sealing, chip seal, slurry seal, crack seal, fork seal, and thin mill and replace, and spot repair too. We have a problem with the regular or traditional chip seal recently, like British Columbia. So this traditional chip seal is now suspended to use for now. And we have diverted our attention to the chip seal with the terminal blend rubberized asphalt and chip seal with chrome rubber modified asphalt. So this TR plus chip seal, in TR plus chip seal, these are blended offsite, obviously, in the plant. And in Arizona, we use at least 7% rubber by weight. And this is we use weight process, or the weight process is used. And by the way, some of you have seen the good and extensive presentation on asphalt rubber chip seal yesterday in Everyday Count workshop. So they have the details, I guess. So I guess the weight process is used when the rubber is used as a binder. And I think that's rarely dry process is used when the rubber is used as a fine aggregate. And we use the half-inch pre-coated rocks too, with the chrome rubber with chip seal with chrome rubber modified asphalt. It's similar to the TR plus chip seal, but there's blended on site, and the amount of rubber is a little bit more, 15 to 22%. And that's also weight process, and both are applied, hard applied chip seal. We think there are some additional benefits with the chrome rubber and TR plus chip seal. One is increased surface wear resistance, rotting resistance, increased skid resistance, reduced noise, and increased pavement life, chip seal retention, and resistance to snow plow scrubbing. And typically, 3 to 4 years last longer than the regular chip seal or CR plus 2P chip seals. Okay, recently there are a lot of attention, I think, on the quality of the treatments. There are a lot of discussion on suggestion, active suggestion and discussion to do more research on the effectiveness on the treatments and life of the treatments. Regarding the quality control, we usually follow the standard specifications or standard spec, and the quality control is obviously the contractor's responsibility. And the contractors ensure that the works and materials supplied or produced, works and materials provided by subcontractors, suppliers, and producers meet all the specification or the standards. And the QC plan is developed by the contractor and approved by the ADAR or agency. QC plan must address the necessary action to keep the production and operation within the standard and within the control, including inspections, testing, and samplings. Test results and reports are provided to agency regularly. Quality assurance is the agency's responsibility, and it involves the oversight of the QC plan and a review of inspectors, samplers, testers, and lab qualifications. Verify QC testing and the results. Inspect for conformance to the plans and specifications. And the agency also does sampling and testing independent of QC testing and samplings. And the results of these tests and samplings are used in acceptance decision making and payment adjustment. Training. We bring in outside trainers to train, usually from the university or academia, and at least once or twice from NCPP. And we use in-house trainer too. Experienced and trained employees are promoting, moving, or retiring, and it is hard to fill the gaps and the vacuums created by those employees. So we need, I think, more training, and that would be helpful. We mentioned that we have problem with the SAFE seal, but we are working hard to get back the SAFE seal again. And we have formed more than one working group for selection of the projects, designs, and best practice, so that we can bring back the regular SAFE seal.
We had a couple of emulsion chip seals fail dramatically last year, and a moratorium was put on all emulsion chip seals throughout the state. So in the last couple months, ADOT had partnered with the local chapter of the AGC, the Associated General Contractors, and we formed 3 different working groups to bring everybody in. So we have ADOT involved, the AGC, contractors, oil suppliers, rock suppliers. We're working on forensics, trying to figure out what went wrong. We're looking at our specs to figure out what needs to change, be updated, modified. We're working with rock suppliers to see how they can produce a cleaner rock. We're working with the emulsion suppliers to see if any options are available on the emulsion side. We're working with the design teams to figure out was there a lack of information on the design side. We're working with the inspectors to make sure that we have trained, qualified inspectors on site to make sure this product goes down properly. So we're looking at every aspect, A to Z, of an emulsion chip seal process, from project scoping all the way through project acceptance. And we're hoping to have this, all 3 different subcommittees, these working groups, brought back together and a formal decision made early next year so we can bring emulsions back. They will be coming back. What we're hoping that when we do bring them back, failures will be in our past, not in our future.
That's it we have, if you have any questions.
Food Grow, Michael Robson. I wanted to try and understand what event took place for you to get the $25 million from feds for the first time?
The management at ADOT, the state engineer's office, has been working with representatives from the governor's office for quite a while, trying to educate them on preservation, how every dollar we spend now will save us a lot of money in the future. Those conversations finally took hold and grew. So this year we started in about January working with representatives from the governor's office to develop a battle plan of how we would address about 1/5 of the eligible lane miles in the state to be treated every year with a surface treatment. And so we came up with roughly about 5,000 miles of eligible projects that we could go right now. We worked up an estimated cost, and it came up to be about $25.6 million. The governors proposed it in their budget as a line item. The state legislature approved it as a line item, so it's pretty much fixed in our state budget now. It's going to take a lot of work to pull it out. It's not impossible to yank it. So the odds are it'll be in our state budget year after year now. So our plan is to put some sort of treatment on every eligible lane mile every 5 years. And that is a fog seal, crack seal, slurry seal, micro, emulsion chip, TR plus chip, or chrome rubber chip. So we're going to be trying to get our roads preserved. So everything that is in the fair or good category is going to get some sort of treatment. Right now we're going to be we've got about $20 million worth of projects that we're fast tracking to advertise by December. We're going to be fog sealing just from this funding over about 4,000 lane miles this coming over the next like 8 months. So we're all in for preservation. The legislature's in now, the governor's office is in, everybody's involved.
How much does that personally designed crumb rubber chip seal that you're doing, and is that, you said you were just doing it on PCP or PCCP, or how much does that cost per square yard?
Crumb rubber, I'm not sure about square yard cost. It's typically between $57,000 and $60,000 a lane mile. We work in lane mile costs when we scope a project. And we only do that on asphalt. On our concrete, we use in the urban areas, we use a 1-inch rubberized friction course.
And how many years wear do you get out of 1-inch rubberized friction course?
It varies, but typically about 12. After about 12, it starts raveling out rapidly, and it gets really, really loud.
On your $25 million, is that for you statewide or just in the rural areas outside the metropolitan?
Statewide. So we're treating our urban freeway system with part of that. We're treating our rural system with that. So it's spread out over all 7 districts.
Do you guys use warranties? Because Idaho has gone exclusively to warranty chip seals, and I think it's well, thank you Montana DOT. So we kind of took their process and changed the name, and we pretty much stepped completely away from the inspection and everything else. The contractors have pretty much any leeway they want to. I mean, I think we have a size of chip, but we don't, really do anything else. The emulsions or whatever they want to use, and then they just kind of tell us what they did. And we're kind of seeing mixed results. We've had a couple of failures, and I was just wondering how involved the DOT is in the process, and how does that relate to your failures?
To the best of my knowledge, ADOT has no plans on going the warranty route process for project acceptance. We've actually had really good luck with the process we have. These chip failures we had were very isolated events, but they were high publicity events. So it made it all the way to the state engineer's office, and it got addressed pretty quickly. So, but no, our system of project selection, design, we have actually an extremely good contractor group that does our chip seals and surface treatments. So right now, it's, like I said, warranty's not on the table.
Okay, just I want to make another point, half point actually, because we are not doing fog coat for last 10 years under this program, because we are only using the federal fund. But from now on, we will be doing a lot of fog coats, as he mentioned that, and rejuvenation.
Is that fog seal program going to be contracted or state forces?
The majority of it will be contracted out. Some of it will be self-performed.
And so you're going to be using Fed funds for self-performance, or is that going to be in?
No, it'll all be state funded.
Okay.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Mafiz.
The preceding was produced by the National Center for Pavement Preservation. More information can be found on the web at pavementpreservation.org. Additional support provided by Michigan State University.